Profit again. Just recording this. Microsoft's update came at the most inopportune time. Let's blow it up again. And what we're looking for is this here. You'll notice that we have a little bit of activity here, but yet we have activity here. I find it very interesting. It's approximately, let's see, 5:02 on this shot in California, Pacific time. So we're going to do a refresh, and we're still looking at 5:02. Let's do a refresh again. See if we can get a update on that. Let's just give it a couple minutes. And once again, you'll notice this, and you'll notice this. This is where the sun's coming up. So what in the heck is this? So here we have this item coming up in the future, and now we have this. And let's bring it up so we can see the exact time. I'm gonna keep this at 200%, and let's refresh the rate. And once again, what is this? Remember, folks, this is California. The sun is coming up over here. Now this is getting bigger at the same time. So the time, as you can see, is now 5:12. So it appears that it's set for approximately maybe a 10-minute span on capture. So that gives us approximately, I'd say another 9 minutes before we can get a different view of this phenomenon. There's the south here, so therefore that is probably what we're looking for down in here somewhere. Okay, south would be approximately right here. Okay, what we're looking for is right about in here, and that would be this here. So what on earth is that bright? Because the sun is coming up in the east, but what is to the southeast of the sun? Or I'm sorry, the southwest of the sun, because that is where Nibiru, in my opinion, is coming from, is the southwest hemisphere. I think you'll find this very important, because I have been trying to alert the people to the fact that the Jade Helm training exercises are more than just training exercises. I believe the government knows that this thing is coming, and they're trying to prepare the best they can for the ensuing panic. Hence troops, rocket launchers, and what have you. And indeed, if an asteroid is on its way, maybe they'll just try to shoot it down if it's small enough. If not, I would advise everybody to run and duck for cover, because Nibiru is full of meteor showers, and they're not friendly. The American North continent, I believe, is going to be really targeted very heavy. And let's face it, folks, our bodies don't do well with meteors. We're just not built for it. So let's do a refresh and see if we can come up with anything else. No, it's still 512. So what we'll do is we'll oh, come on. Excuse me, I'm trying to download something onto the computer. I just purchased the Starry Night software. I'm going to mount it on my telescope, but try to get a better view of this in the next few days. Unfortunately, where I live, and some of you know where I live in Missouri, which is Central Time. We have a problem with our clouds, and the planes seem to be covering it up more every day, or at least attempting to. Let's do a refresh, and we're probably still going to be there because, like I said, this looks like it's set for 10 minutes. It's going to be very interesting to see what this becomes. Oh, I'd say in approximately 5 minutes. I do believe that this is going to be very interesting. At any rate, let's pause this just for a moment, and I'll be right back with you when I can refresh this and get a new view. Okay, I'm back. I haven't refreshed it yet because I'd like you to see me refresh it when I do. Notice the sun is coming up very, very quickly and rapidly here in the east. Whatever this is pretty bright, and I do not believe it's a cloud or a reflection of the sun. The other thing that I'd like to point out to you is that I want to really give some really praise to a fellow that I have just recently been viewing some of his work, and that's Gil Broussard out of Louisiana. I would suggest you go to Planet X7 or planet7x.com and or get on YouTube and look him up. I believe it's planet7x.com, and or just look up Planet X7 or Planet 7X on YouTube. You should see this on a high-def television if you have an HDMI cable on your computer and as an output. I would strongly suggest if you have a big screen that more than likely has an HDMI input cable, purchase a cable. It doesn't have to be very big, 3 feet will do. They're very cheap. The one I have is approximately 15 feet, but that's neither here nor there. But it's about 721, and in about 1 minute we can refresh this screen and we can see what we see. Once again, I said I had some other views from other parts of the world. However, Microsoft decided just at the time I was recording them to do an update and shut my computer down. So much for Mr. Bill Gates and Microsoft. We're pretty all much dependent upon him. Okay, we're going to do a refresh right now. Okay, it's still 721. We still have no change. So I have 722 at this present. So let's hit it one more time. Not yet. I could be a little bit fast. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's 422. Well, let's refresh it one more time. No, we still haven't got a new picture yet. I could be a minute off on my computer, that's for sure. Still at 422, no 522 as of yet. So let's go to worry about another 30 seconds and we'll hit it one more time. At this point in time, we should be able to get a different view, and the screen should read 522 if it is indeed set for a 10-minute snapshot. If it's set for long exposure and 10 minutes would be plenty. So let's hit it again. And there it is, 5:22. And the sun is now about to obliterate this thing out, whatever it is, because the sun is very bright. And I would believe that the next exposure that this will be pretty much wiped out by the sun. I wonder if there's any other place that we can go to see. Oh, what is this? That's very interesting. That's a summary of a day single column of image through the past 24 hours. So that's interesting in itself. Is there anything else that we can see? Okay, for right now, this is what we're looking at as the sun comes up. This is what we're looking at right here. You notice that this bright light is coming around the Earth. I do not believe it's a building. I hope it's not a volcano. But it's extremely bright at this point. However, at 5:22, it's starting to get drowned out by the sun. So that pretty much tells me that this thing here is probably right on the horizon of the Earth. So let's pause again. Here's one from Italy that I was looking at earlier. And I would like to bring your attention to this right here. Like I said before, if you see it on a big screen, it's really very interesting. It's very pink. And it shows a lot more on a big screen than it does the computer. So let's move off from Italy to see if we can see anything here in Italy's. That's interesting. I'll show you what I see by moving the viewing point there. It's just coming up in the east here, and it's just about to stop. So once again, let's pause and go someplace else and see if we can get a different view. Okay, I decided to try Pine Mountain. Pine Mountain's been pretty good for observing things, but as you can see, Pine Mountain is out of service. Even though it says it's transmitting, it's completely blacked out and blocked out. So let's try another one. We're going to pause again. Okay, hi folks. This is Qatar, and once again, this is a regular view of Qatar. Now we're going to magnify it about 200 times. We're going to extend our recording area, and this is what you want to look at right here. This is the summary of a single day, which is for the past 24 hours. That is their summary. Okay, we're going to pause again. Please bear with. Okay, we're back in San Diego, where we were looking at this before. And unless I miss my guess, when I do a refresh, this here is probably going to be pretty much obliterated along with this. So this is to the west, this is to the south, west, and this is the east. So from the sun, we're looking at a southwesterly orbit. So let's do the refresh Let's blow it up, about 300% first, and see if what we can see here. Okay, so what we want to watch for right here, and this is what we want to watch for right here, because I do believe the next image is going to pretty much obliterate that out. Yes, it's disappearing quite rapidly. Let's make sure that we have our time set at 5:32. Yes, it was 5:32. And as you can see, the next image will probably completely wipe this out. Because we're losing this here. We're losing the light here. We're definitely losing the light here. But this here is still hanging in kind of stubbornly. But as you notice, it's pretty much about ready to disappear. So I'm going to go ahead and pause for a moment. And we'll wait another 10 minutes because, like I said, this camera is set, looks like its aperture is set at 10 minutes on a long exposure. So let's once again pause. So hi folks, I'm back. This is Alaska. Their time frame looks like it's about I'd say about 4:30. So let's do a refresh and see if we get another view. And we're looking at still 4:30. We're looking at something very interesting here and right here, and of course all this in here, and this of course is the observatory. So let's do another refresh. Ah, 4:35. This is interesting in itself. This is Alaska. I'm going to try to extend it over if I can get my mouse to move, because once I do a blow up of it, my mouse gets a little draggy. Okay, I got to find it. Where's my mouse at? There's my mouse. Okay. Okay, we still haven't got it right on it yet where we can move it. Ah, there we go. This is kind of interesting because over here, all the way to the north, we have great bright lights, and over here to the west, we have the same thing, and that's as you can see, the observatory. So let's take a look at what we can observe over here. There would be the observatory, and that's to the west. Now let's look to the north, and remember, this isn't as graphical as their blow up is. Here's the west, right about in here, and here's the north. So let's wow, it's a lot of color here, a lot of pink. As I said, you should see this on a big screen. It's pretty mind-blowing. So that's only at 200%. Let's cut it down back to its normal level, which is 100%. And let's do a refresh. Like this is set for a 5-minute exposure, so we don't have quite as long to wait. We're still looking for 742 to come up so we can go back to San Diego and see if within the last 10 minutes it's completely obliterated out the objects that were pointed out in the previous pictures. So that's interesting in itself. Now this is last one was 435. Looks like they're set for a 5-minute exposure. So let's try a refresh and see if we can get 540, or I'm sorry, 430. We're looking for 440. So let's do a refresh again. Like I said, my computer could be off a minute. And there it is. There is 440. So once again, let's point out all this strangeness here. This is very interesting right here, and as we can see, it's very interesting also over here. So that's at a regular view. Let's hit it at 200% and see what we can see. Okay, look at this object here, and evidently this object here. So at this point in time, it's getting very close to our 442 mark again for San Diego. I'll minimize this and I'll pause the recording. Okay, I'm back here with the San Diego, and this is the thing that we're looking at in question right here, because I do believe that when we refresh one more time, we're going to lose all that. So let's blow it up and see what happens. As you notice, once again, its latest exposure is 532. And now we should be refreshing, and it's probably going to be gone on the last screen. Yes, it's just about obliterated at this point. Once again, let's blow it up to 200%, and then we'll take it up to 300. And at this point, after I hit the 300 area, has anybody seen my mouse? It seems to have disappeared on me. This is really great. There it is. And let's bring it up to 200. And there it is. And as you can see, it's disappearing as the sun comes up on the horizon. All the extra lighting is disappearing. Well, let's bring it up one more time to 300%. Hope the computer doesn't crash. I have a lot of computer problems with this computer, and up until I started doing this research, strangely, I never had a problem with it. But once again, as the sun comes up, you can see on a magnified view, let me find the mouse, this is almost gone. the definite lighting is disappearing just as quickly as it comes up. So at this point in time, they can't say it's a sundog because we're not really looking at the sun. We're looking at a circular object. It's not doing a full view of the sun. It only has a partial view. So with that, I'm signing off, and I hope you all have a good day, because I do believe that we have seen something in California this morning.